Chapter 10. Planning the Moment. 10 years passed. Herald enrolled in medical school to become an ER physician. It took him about 5 years with the credits he had already taken years ago. He was able to test out of many classes. He had found a job and moved up as an overnight physician at a level 2 trauma hospital in Virginia. He had made himself into exactly what he had wanted almost 2 decades ago. One night, before work, Herald gathered his things and made a declaration. He recalled his nights with Ida long ago. Now, in his early 40s, he wanted the companionship that a stable relationship brought. He wanted Ida. Herald picked up the phone and dialed his work. The phone rang. "Hello, ER, this is Tammy," the receptionist answered. "This is Dr. Thompson," Herald spoke up. "I'm going to be out this week. I'll call to have another doctor fill in for me tonight." "I just wanted to let you know they will be there a bit late." "Okay, thank you, Dr. Thompson. I hope you have a wonderful time off." The receptionist bid Herald a good farewell. Herald heard a click on the other end of the phone before he hung up. He thought it was odd, but didn't linger on it. He made his way to a suitcase that had been packed for weeks. The idea had been on his mind for a while. Only now did he feel accomplished enough to pursue Ida on his own. The weather outside was grim. There had been a storm forecast for the next 3 days. Herald had boarded up the windows and reinforced the doors for his long trip. He had planned for up to 3 months. He would ask a partner in his physician's group to cover him week by week as needed. As Herald walked into his bedroom, the power went out. The storm outside bellowed against the roof. The rushing sound of the wind moaned. Herald sighed. He thought about his plans for a moment. If he couldn't manage an outage in his own home, there was no way he would be able to make it by himself in Europe. There was a sharp pop that rang from the front of the house. It startled Herald from his train of thought. He walked over to the door. Herald examined the lock. It was bent inward, towards the door frame. The brass ring around the deadbolt had fallen to the floor. It was the sound he had heard. "This isn't possible," Herald said to himself. "Metal doesn't bend like this normally, not without breaking." Herald felt a rush of wind carry a pepper of rain through the open door. He pushed the hallway nightstand against to keep it closed for the night. As Herald turned back, there was a flash of purple in the corner of his eye. It was moving up the stairs to his bedroom. The storm outside crashed, hailing down wet rain over the weathered house. "Hello, is someone there?" Herald called out as he pursued the figment. There was no answer before Herald as he walked into his bedroom. No sound to reassure him there was another person in his house. Herald listened to the rain pouring on the window. There was a sense of calm that had come to him, not from the storm or the idea of the trip, but his experience. In the 10 years since he had seen Iada, Herald had grown as a person. He had gone through the life changes that he needed, the things he had been longing for before Mary had dumped him. There was a reassurance to him, the understanding that even if there was someone in his house, it didn't matter. Herald had lived a life now. He had helped thousands of people through difficult times. He felt complete enough to have no regrets. As Herald turned around, he instantly recognized the scent of vanilla. "I've waited for this moment, Herald." A soft, familiar voice spoke out from the darkness beyond the hall door. The vision of a long, dark purple dress formed in front of Herald's sight. The figure stepped forward. "That makes 2 of us, Ida." Herald's tone was confident, asserting he was a different person than what Ida had remembered. "You've changed," Ida complimented Herald. Without words, Herald walked over to Iada and embraced her. He dipped her back and, with a sense of power and masculine grace, kissed her lips firmly. Ida didn't argue. She didn't struggle against Herald's actions. She only accepted them and enjoyed them as they were. With a slow motion, Herald returned Ida upright and partially winded. Herald stared into Ida's eyes. "I know why you've come. You have a question." Ida smiled in response. She was overly pleased. "Yes, I do. The answer is my life," Herald told Ida firmly. "Go on," Yada allowed. "I wish to offer my life to be with you. I wish to give my medicine to the world as I tread through it." Herald brushed his right hand across Iada's left cheek. "I wish to be beside you for time. Immemorial. Ada perked up and hugged Herald. She whispered into his right ear. Good answer. The storm outside whipped the house, causing the boards on the windows to shake. Herald held Ida tighter. And you know what you have to do? Ida asked. Yes, I have everything in the bedstand. Herald gestured. Ida glided over and opened the drawer. There was a full lab kit to draw blood. You really did expect me, didn't you? I had a thought you might be watching me for a while now, Herald admitted as he sat down on the edge of the bed. You really have matured, haven't you? Ida opened the alcohol pack and rubbed it on Herald's left arm. But you're still a bad liar. What are you talking about? Herald refused to say it. Ida removed the casing from the needle and inserted it into her own arm. Who told you? Herald watched the dark vampire blood fill the 50 milliliter syringe. No one said anything exactly. Ida removed the needle and placed it to Herald's skin. She waited for a response. Who? Herald understood the stakes and caved. I saw Ellen at a coffee shop a few months ago. Ida gently drove the needle into Herald's left arm. He didn't say anything, or even come over to say hello to me. He only made himself visible and left without a word. Herald watched as Ada slowly plunged the blood into him. I'm glad he did that. It made this a lot easier than I had expected. Ada kept the flow steady as she spoke. What do you mean? Herald began to feel Ada's blood fighting and devouring his own. His heart began to race. This way you'll have something to think about for the next 3 days. Ada pushed the rest of the blood into Herald's arm. I'm sorry, Herald. I don't have it in me to kill you for this. Herald began to tremble and writhe in pain. What do you mean? This is the beginning, Herald. It will only get worse from here. I could help you, but you need to understand what this feels like for yourself. Ada lowered Herald's head into her lap. It's okay, you'll pass out soon. And when you wake up screaming, I'll be there. Thank you, Ada. I'll get through this. Herald's view of Ada began to fade. Why? Ada asked quickly. Because I love you. Herald passed out. Ada held Herald in her arms on his bed. I know, I've loved you too. Ada picked up his hand and put it in hers. I'm glad you finally realized that I need you as much as you need me.